Welcome to the auspicious month of Ramadan, meeting number 155. Coincidentally, the word of the day is also auspicious. Being month of Ramadan, we still have committed Toastmasters making way to the meeting. It's a very good sign to see. Applaud for ourselves. For all the committed Toastmasters who had made to come to this meeting. As part of our regular announcement, Division has arranged the club officers training on this Friday, 9 June. Venue is Indian Social Center, ISC. Timings is 10:45 a.m. to 12:15. This is a must to the upcoming club officers, but all the members can attend this who are willing to take future role responsibility as officers can also attend this training. So venue is ISC, Indian Social Center, Friday, 9 June, timing is 10:45 to 12:15 p.m. As we all seen, we have a new dashing ex-com taking oath last week. I wish good luck once again to all of them, headed by Toastmaster President Rajesh Palikare. Today's theme is unstoppable, and the Toastmaster of the evening is Unstoppable Toastmaster Rajesh Kaul. Please welcome Toastmaster Rajesh Kaul to understand what is that unstoppable is going to tell us today. Toastmaster Rajesh Kaul.
Thank you, President, for that wonderful introduction. And welcome to all for our today's meeting. Theme of today's meeting is Unstoppable with Obsession and Self-Confidence. How many of us sitting over here want to be successful? So for being successful, you need to have these two qualities. One is obsession and the other is self-confidence. My name is Rajesh Kaul and I will be the Toastmaster for the evening. My role is to preside over the meeting. Welcome to all the members and guests for our meeting number 155. And I request all the members and guests to participate actively and give maximum applause to each speaker and our role players. So, to begin, I would like to show you a small clip which will show what is obsession, how people have been successful. Some very well-known people you must be already aware of. So only two people I have chosen, so you can run the clip. So we will come to know what is obsession really about, how people... So it's an audio clip.
This is impossible, this is impossible. You can't be serious. It's impossible, it's impossible.
It's necessary to know that everybody won't see it, that everybody won't join you, that everybody won't have the vision. It's necessary to know that a lot of people like to complain, but they don't want to do anything about their situation. That you're an uncommon breed. You have to know within yourself that I can do this, even if no one else sees it for me. I must see it for myself.
These are the twin towers of USA.
If you want to be the best at that,
He is the man who finally invented Apple. CEO of Apple, you must be knowing.
there's no way around it. To be obsessed
Why they will be able to feel their feet strong? Because they had obsession in them.
Greatness cannot be achieved without obsession. People will tell you
People will break you, your self-confidence.
is a bad thing.
It's possible for you to live your dream. It's necessary that you associate with winners, that you work your system, that you are relentless, that you never give up. It's you. You've got to take personal responsibility to make it happen. See, sometimes we can't say, I can do that. But what we can say, that it's possible that I can have my dream.
Somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow, until you start believing yourself. You could have a life.
In this lifetime, you have to prove nothing to nobody except yourself. But after what you've gone through, if you haven't done that by now, it ain't gonna never happen.
It's even difficult to think of walking over the details.
All you got to do is start.
So at least the help of obsession and confidence and practical qualities.
Will take you to the next level. You know it's going to be that you want to do was never been done before.
It was achieved in 19.
If you're willing to do a little bit more than that,
We know that's a big
you want to
thing.
stay up just a
To
little
change the
more.
world entirely.
Sacrifice just a little bit more.
The journey's not easy. Before you start that journey mentally, you must fuel yourself with the right reasons, the right fuel to sustain the entire journey. We all have the ability to do anything.
To have it. You can drive it. You can whip it. You can fly it. You can have it. Impossible is nothing. You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in your dream. You gotta believe one day it's gonna be your moment. One day you gonna own the moment. Listen to me. Impossible is just a big word. Question the impossible.
We know these stories from the history.
Amazing.
He walked between the Twin Towers, World Trade Center on New York City in 1974. And Steve Jobs opened and CEO of Apple.
What people call
Invented Macintosh, typography on screen, mouse, iPad, etc. We know all, and the list is still going on. So impossible is just a big word.
Your current
It
results
itself
are really
says that impossible. So I hope you will have got the theme of the day. So moving on, do we have any guests today in our meeting? Okay. May I request to come on stage and introduce yourself to the club?
My name is Shanwas. I have been in the class. So this is my second time. Mussafah. I have decided to join the club. But the thing is, next month I am going to a location. I am planning to discuss with someone whether I can join to the location.
Yeah, that.
Thanks.
So moving on, now we'd like to proceed with our role plays for the meeting. To move on, I would like to introduce our role players. Timer for today's meeting is Toastmaster Puran Rai. Toastmaster Puran Rai is basically from Darjeeling, India and settled in Kathmandu, Nepal. He is working with Certis Abu Dhabi as head of operation and is married and has one daughter. He is associated with Toastmasters from 23rd of March 2016 with our club. Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Puran Rai to come and rise and describe his role.
Toastmasters, good evening. Fellow Toastmasters, warm good evening. Toastmaster, thank you for the nice introduction. My role today as a timer is to monitor time during prepared speeches. She's an icebreaker today, prepared speech, and evaluation and different topics. At the end of the meeting, I'll report the time of each participant. This will let you know if you have delivered your presentation within the allotted time frame. Before the speeches, I'll be giving a demo on the rights. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puran Rai. Our next role player is for the role of counter Toastmaster Anish, a young and energetic budding Toastmaster. He basically belongs to Kerala and is currently studying at IFIA school. So he took this role very challengingly. I request Toastmaster Anish to come on the stage and describe his role.
Toastmaster Dave, fellow Toastmasters, good evening. Good evening. My role as the counter is to keep track of the use of filler words like what, so, you know, etc. and sounds which you make if you have as scratches, used as scratches, etc. So I'll be taking note of these words and the number of times they were used by today's speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anish, for describing your role. Our next topic, very important role is for table topics is Toastmaster Deepak. Toastmaster Deepak is working as sales executive in a company called Viru Vattas and basically belongs to Kerala. So let me call upon Toastmaster Deepak to describe his role.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Table topic is one of the most exciting sections of a Toastmaster club meeting. This section of the meeting helps the participants to improve their impromptu speaking skills as well as their self-confidence. So, as a table topic master, I will be giving you some random topics to speak upon, and you will have 30 seconds to compose your thoughts, and you will be given 1 minute to 2 minutes to speak upon the topic. You will have a grace period of 30 seconds for being eligible for the vote. That's it. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak, for describing your role. We have introduced a new role from the last few meetings, and that is table topic evaluation. So, table topic evaluation will be done by Toastmaster Sajin, our current president. He is associated with Mussafah Club for the last 5 years, and by profession he is working as project manager in Altair Stocks. I would like to request Toastmaster Sajin to come on the stage and describe his role.
Good evening once again, Toastmasters. Table topics evaluation is new to the club. This is the second meeting we have introduced. Third meeting, sorry. Correct. Third meeting. The objective of table topics evaluation is to guide the members to improvise on the table topic session. Hopefully we'll achieve that.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sajin. Now our next role player is Toastmaster For the wordmaster come grammarian, Toastmaster Ajit Devasi. He is working as a project leader with Larsen and Toubro Automation in design department and is associated with our club from last 6 months. May I request Toastmaster Ajit Devasi to come on the dais and describe his role.
Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, warm good evening. I'll be the wordmaster of today's meeting. As a wordmaster, I will introduce a new word to you. Today's word is auspicious. It's an adjective. Its meaning is conducive to success, favorable. Synonyms are favorable, propitious, promising, full of promise, bright, rosy, good, optimistic. So a lot of meanings are there. So, for example, it was not the most auspicious moment to hold an election. So, original of this word is in English. It's late 16th century. This word originated from the word auspice. So, I request all of you to use this word in your speeches today, and I will give a report at the end of the meeting. As a grammarian, I will be evaluating the use of English language in your speeches. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajit, for describing your role so well. Now we have our next role player, a general evaluator, Toastmaster Arun. Toastmaster Arun is working as IT consultant in Aljabar Group and is associated with our club from last 3 years now. So I request Toastmaster Arun to come on the dais and describe his role.
Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm gifted to be the general evaluator of today's meeting. As a part of my role, I'll be sitting in the back and observing the overall proceedings of the meeting, and I'll be reporting at the end about how content did and some suggestions if it is there.
Thought of the day, our next role was supposed to be done by Toastmaster Arun Manikandan, but somehow he is not able to reach on time. So we requested Toastmaster Dinesh to accept the challenge, and he has accepted it. I request Toastmaster Dinesh to come on the stage and give us part of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmasters and dear guests. Well, there is no other thought today because today being World Environmental Day. Now, in our culture, where you are from Sri Lanka, where you are from India, where you are from Pakistan, where you are from Vietnam, where you are from Cambodia, where you are from Latin America, we consider nature as Mother Nature. If I wish you good health, you will be happy. But if I wish your mother good health, you will be more happy, right? But if I wish your Mother Nature more health, will you be happy? You will be happy at the first sense, but that comes with a lot of restrictions and responsibilities. Think for a moment that what we did for our nature. The nature gave us vegetables, fruits, anything to eat. We started the humanity race and we started storing that for next day. We started storing that for next month. We started storing and selling it for others. We started importing it to others. Everything is for the short-term gain of money only money. There are enough resources in this planet, but that is not enough for our dream. We need to understand that and arrange our life accordingly. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh, for such a spontaneous and wonderful thought of the evening. So, moving on to our prepared speeches, before we move on, I would like to request our timer to give the timing rules for the prepared speeches. Yeah.
Timing rules for the first icebreaker is 4 to 6 minutes plus or minus 30 seconds. At 4 minutes, I will show the green light. At 5 minutes, I will show the amber light. And at 6 minutes, I will show the red light until the speaker is finished. And for the other prepared speeches, timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Plus minus 30 seconds. At 5 minutes again I will show the green light. At 6 minutes I will show the yellow amber light. And at 7 minutes I will show the red light until the speaker is finished.
Thank you, Toastmaster Foodlands. So, our first prepared speech of the evening will be given by Toastmaster Mohammed Rizik. And before I introduce Toastmaster Mohammed Rizik, I would like the speech evaluator to rise and explain the objectives of the speech. Toastmaster Mohammed will be evaluated by Toastmaster John Thomas. Toastmaster John Thomas is working with NPCC, and I request him to rise and explain the role.
Toastmaster Mohammed is going to deliver this icebreaker speech today. The objectives as of the Toastmaster manual is to begin speaking before an audience, to discover speaking skills you already have and skills that need some attention. As the timer mentioned, the time allowed is 4 to 6 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Mohammed.
So, Toastmaster Mohammed is basically from Kannur, Kerala. He is currently working as Director of Accreditation and Associate Professor at Abu Dhabi University. His interests are traveling, reading, observing people behavior, social services. Moreover, he is an MBA graduate from Calicut University. I request Toastmaster Rizik to come on the stage and give his first speech, Icebreaker. Welcome and give a great applause.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, guests, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm a bit nervous. I talk to my students most of the days, but today I'm nervous, I don't know why. I was born in 1976. I completed my schooling in a government school in Kerala, I would say in a remote village of Kerala in Kannur district. And my parents only had primary education. And when I completed my 10th standard, I wanted to fill, and those days it was the +1 and +2 were in the university. So I wanted to complete the application form. You know, what are the information that's required to fill in an application form for a 12th, 11th admission? We call it as pre-degree. The name and the sex, age, date of birth, parents. And I had no one at home to fill that form. And I had to travel almost, I think there was nobody in my whole mother's and father's family to guide me to fill that application form. And I think it was almost half-kilometer circle, no, there was nobody. So you could understand the kind of area I come from. and it's mostly very conservative. I belong to a very conservative, very traditional Muslim family, where education comes last, and nobody in the whole family. It's all business, and they do business, and they're not educated. So 1991, I went to the university, and I got a relatively good score from the high school, and so it was all in Malayalam. So I got a good score. And when I went to the university, and I failed because everything was in English, and I didn't choose my major in the pre-degree. It was science by default. The university allocated a major, so I just studied physics, chemistry, mathematics. I didn't know why I went for that. After that, I lost a year where I couldn't pass. I just passed. I think it was almost somewhere close to 40%. Then I went to BCom. I still wonder why I went to BCom after studying science, because nobody was there to guide me. And after BCom, I wanted to do something, and there were two options: to do MCom. And I went to my teacher who taught me, and I was not a good student. I was mostly a kind of involved in several other activities than studies. So he said, and I asked him, I thought I would just go for a chartered accountant, and he just told me on my face that that's not for you. Chartered accountant is not for, it's for good students, not for you. And then I went for, and the other option was like going for MBA. Why I went for MBA? MBA because MBA I can go to Bangalore and study. I was going from, that's the only reason I went for MBA. And I did my MBA from Bangalore University. So after, and in the MBA, even I couldn't, by the way, I studied my BCom in a parallel college, private college. It was not a recognized college, and I didn't clearly know why I went there, because I saw some people going there and I just applied and I went there. I didn't know the difference between, nobody in my family didn't know the difference between a regular college and a parallel college. I went for MBA and I was not able to speak in English, and I had several questions in my class. The first semester I had 10 marks for presentation, each subject. But finally, I couldn't speak. So I used to skip that 10 marks. Later, after MBA, I started working and realized that there is a dream to achieve, and I've been fascinated by a lot of good speakers, great performers at the workplace, and I wanted to be like them. Later, I decided, finally I came back to the university where I failed as the youngest faculty member in the whole university at that point of time. As permanent faculty. Then it was a permanent faculty position, and then I was not happy. I worked there for about 5 years, and I said I want to quit, and I was not feeling happy teaching the same students every day. And people said, are you crazy leaving a job that is a permanent job, a gazetted officer rank, that's what they call it? But I quit. Came to Abu Dhabi University. I wanted to apply, and they said there was a position open in Abu Dhabi University. I applied, and in the interview there were, I think the final shortlisted candidates were 14 people. And they asked me a question, and I still remember, they asked me a question. You say that you say that you have completed your education from XYZ University, that's what the term they used. And we have people from world's top 10 universities in this round where you are competing with those people. But I just asked them, if you're looking for a quality, if you're looking for a person from a quality institution, I'm not the person. But if you're looking for a quality person, trust me. So I got hired, and now, I just give you a last hint. 2009, I joined Abu Dhabi University. I submitted my first report, and when I submitted my first report, this is what my manager did in front of me. The first report. He said, "What the heck is this?" Now, Abu Dhabi University wanted to build a new campus in Dubai, wanted to do documentation, and there was only one name. The top management said, that's me, with perfection in the time limit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammed, for such a wonderful ice-breaking. It was really a pleasure to listen to the struggle you had gone through and the way you have come up. Our next speaker is none other than Toastmaster Malik Arjun. He is current area director of our club and including other clubs also of the area. And he is working with Johnson Control from last 6 years in sales and is associated with our club from quite a long time, and he has achieved the feat of being area director in a very short span of time. So let us congratulate him again and welcome him on the dais for delivering his Project 6, an unbelievable journey. Before that, I would like to call upon the speech evaluator, Toastmaster Rajesh Palekare, to rise and tell the speech objectives.
Toastmaster of the day, everyone members, especially the highway director. The objective of the speech is to use voice volume, pitch, weight, and quality to reflect and add meaning and interest to your message. Use pauses to enhance your message. Use vocal variety smoothly and naturally.
May I call upon Toastmaster Mallikarjun to come on the stage and give his project number 6.
You should not regret anything in life. If it's good, it's beautiful. If it's bad, it's still an experience. Never give up, because great things always take time. Everything that happens to you has a reason. Now, I'm going to demonstrate this to you through my life journey of career, as everything that happened had a reason. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and yes, good evening to all of you. Good evening. Coming from a humble background and from a rural place, I didn't know what to do in my life. But someone had said me that if you want to improve your life, just study. When I was in grade 5, one of the teachers asked me, "Hey Mali, what do you plan to be in your life?" It was so simple question, but I had no idea what actually I wanted to be. But I definitely knew one thing, that I wanted to improve the financial situation of my family. And I just said to my teacher, I would like to be a businessman, not knowing exactly what it takes to be a businessman. Days passed by. I went on to grade 10. I realized that the patriotic feelings were high on my emotions. My cousins were in military, so I decided to take up the job in armed forces. I went for the selection, but I was rejected. I was underweight and they said I'm fit. That was the first rejection in my life. I came back. But just in few days, the results of 10th standard came and I passed with flying colors. All the school teachers and students were celebrating my success because I stood first in the entire school. But I was not knowing what to do. One of the teachers came and advised me, "Mali, you have so beautiful marks. Why don't you do 12th standard and then choose your profession?" I just followed it. Went for the 12th standard, did my pre-university with science stream. But still, I realized that patriotic feelings were still high on me, and I wanted to go again for the armed forces. But this time, with a small change. I dropped army. I decided to go for Navy selection. I went for the naval selection, and I got selected. There was one surprise, but I came in waiting list. My waiting list number was 7, and the authorities just told me that, "Be sure, it's a perfect one, no problem. Up to 30 or 40 easily you can join. So just come on the day of joining and you can go for the training." I was very happy that my second attempt turned to be a very fruitful one. And again, in few days, the results were declared. The same thing, I passed with some good marks, and I was in heaven. Actually, I got the right job at the right time. Got good marks, and went for the D-Day of going for a training. Suddenly, the authorities informed me that there was an instruction from the naval headquarters that the vacancies were reduced, so they had to stop all the waiting list guys to stop from going for the training. That was the second rejection which came to my life, and that was the most disastrous time in my life I had seen. I lost the job. I lost one of the precious year of my life. My family needed the financial support for which I was doing that I couldn't fulfill. I was absolutely lost. Then came one particular person whom I treated him as my guide. He saw my marks. I said, Malik, do one thing. Just keep yourself so busy in this 1 year that you have no time to think whatsoever for any useless things. And the following year, you go and apply for engineering. I'm sure you will do better there. I followed his advice and I joined engineering and passed. Almost in the final year, I got campus recruited. Now, I cannot even forget the day where I got this job in my final year. Not because I got a good job or something, but it gave me a job which I hated the most. I got the job in sales. Throughout my life, I had never dreamt to be in sales. That was the last profession which I could ever think of. So in the initial days, but I couldn't refuse because I had no choice. So I joined the job. I was struggling to come in terms with the sales profession. But eventually I realized that the job was not purely of the sales. It involved a lot of technicality and I had to design solutions and then sell them. I started loving it. Later on I realized that I was actually destined to be an engineer. Right from that time till now, I have been in the career of sales and have achieved really good milestones in the sales career. I have been lucky enough to have been a good friend and also to most of my relatives as a guide. So, all my dear friends, I can only tell you that everything that happens to you has a reason. And throughout this journey of my life, I came across few thoughts which I would like to share with you. We do not meet people by accident. They are destined to prosper for a reason. Life does not have a remote. So get up and change it. And finally, be good to people for no reason. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Malik, for such a wonderful and inspiring speech. Now I will request our timer to give the timing report for those who have qualified in prepared speeches.
The icebreaker, Toastmaster Mohammed, took 6 minutes 12 seconds. And for guest speech, Toastmaster Mahendra took 7 minutes 42 seconds.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puran Rai, for that nice report. And can we have voting for best speaker of the day for prepared speeches? From the quietly confident doctor whose advice we rely on, to the charismatic confidence of an inspiring speaker, self-confident people have qualities that everyone admires. Self-confidence is extremely important in almost every aspect of your life. Yet so many people struggle to find it. Sadly, it is a vicious circle. People who lack self-confidence can find it difficult to become successful. And after all, most people are reluctant to back up the project that is being pitched by someone who is nervous and fumbling and overly apologetic in your delivery of speech or whatever you do. On the other hand, you might be persuaded by someone who speaks clearly, who holds his or her head high, who answers questions assuredly, and who readily admits when he or she does not know something. I would like to show you one presentation which will show what is the difference between those people who are, you can find trademarks with the people who have self-confidence and who lack self-esteem. See, the picture itself is 1,000 words. So this picture itself shows the self-confidence. So we all need to be like seeing in the mirror or to ourselves how we look like. So these are some of the traits you will find in those people who are self-confident and who carry low self-esteem. So self-confident people, they will be doing what they believe is right, and even if people mock them or criticize them, they will be willing to take risks and go extra miles to achieve better things. And of course, if they are sometimes having faulty, and they will admit their mistakes, and they will learn from those mistakes. They will wait for others. When you do something, you need appreciation. So this is the most important thing. So they will wait for others to congratulate them and for their accomplishments, and they will accept them graciously as well. So these are the traits you will find in self-confident people. And on the contrary, you will find those people who have low self-esteem and low self-confidence. You will find them their behavior based on how other people think. They will change their behavior on the others' perception. So they will stay in their comfort zone. They will be always fearing whether we should go out of the comfort zone. They will think 10 times before doing anything they want to do in their hearts, but they will take actually avoiding. They will avoid to take risks. So sometimes you will find them working hard to cover up their mistakes and hope that it can fix their problems before somebody notices them. And dismissing compliments offhandedly, that prospect was something, nothing really anyone could have done it. So they will start giving excuses. So these are some steps of developing self-confidence. These are the 7 steps we all should adopt. So we need to be, we need to decide that we should be confident. Get up early in the morning and pamper yourself. You need to give some time to yourself, pamper yourself. Yeah, you are better. You are better than most of the people. And start, counting your positives instead of being negative. And then, if you are a manager, and even if you are not a manager, you need to delegate your responsibilities and authorities. Even when it comes to personal or professional life, and at your home you can delegate so that you are less stressed and you deliver your best in all that tasks being assigned to you. You should be receptive to others for outside help. You should not be stubborn in your attitude of not accepting help. Receiving help from others helps you to do things properly. And engage in a spirit-freeing hobby, something you like to do. So you should engage yourself always in any kind of sports, swimming, whatever, music, whatever you want to do. So you should engage yourself in some good hobby that you like. Build a positive and uplifting support system. You need to build a positive support system. You need to build friends who are very positive in attitude, who need to have, who are very energetic, who will be positive in most of the things they do. And you need to celebrate as well. You need to be, sometimes we say it should be better that we build children. So we have a child hidden inside of us, all of us. If you are happy, you can do things in a better way, in a very cheerful way, and obviously in a positive way. So you should always celebrate whatever you do on a playful side. So see, if you are confident, you need to be, you will get, if you are not confident, you will get such kind of bad thoughts, like in your back of mind, you are not talented, you are not good enough, you need to come out of this. Otherwise, the more you go deep into this, the more, dark it will be for you. So you need to believe yourself. If you are having trouble with your confidence, this is a tip that try lowering the confidence of others around you. So this is the best thing you can do. So this is, the difference between self-confidence and doubt. So you will have such questions: am I ready? Can I do it? You need to come out of this doubt, and so this is the picture. Which speaks 1,000 words. So we all need to be like this cat. So even if thousands of predators are around us, ready to eat us, so we need to be like a confident cat, and not. We need to remove the negative thoughts. I am not good enough. Nobody loves me. I must be perfect. Nobody is perfect in this world. This we need to accept. Almighty, nobody is perfect. So we need to understand that whatever God has given us, we love ourselves the way we are. So start liking yourself. I'm friendly, I am polite, I listen, I study hard, I have a gift, I share. Be positive. I'm loving, I'm brave, I help people. So I like myself the way you are, even if you are not good looking, if you are not small, if you are not tall, if you are not very successful, the way you are, start liking yourself. Your confidence will automatically start booming, and you can see the change in yourself. The things will turn around and you will be successful. Sense of worth and self-confidence comes when you accept yourself as you are, not trying to be what other people accept. So we should be what we are, and we should not think of what others think for us, what others expect for us. These are three H and S: health, happiness and success. These are three circles that we should revolve ourselves, and these are the three sources. So how to improve our self-confidence? You need to set the goal, analyze it, create action, and then evaluate. This is circle. Self-confidence is the first prerequisite in great undertaking. Life isn't about finding yourself, life is about creating yourself. Failure is key, is success if we learn from it. Thank you. So I hope all of us get something out of it. Now moving on to our evaluation session, which is the most interesting session in terms of learnings, where we learn something from our mistakes, something we do well. Before we go on to speech evaluation, I request Toastmaster Puran Rai to give us timing rules for the speech evaluation.
Good evening again. The time allotted for evaluation is 2 to 3 minutes plus or minus 30 seconds. At 2 minutes, I'll show the green light. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll show the amber. And at 3 minutes, I'll show the red light and remain on and finish the evaluation.
So our first evaluator shall be Toastmaster John Thomas. Toastmaster John Thomas is working with NPCC and is very senior member of our club. I request Toastmaster John Thomas to come on the stage and evaluate Toastmaster Mohammed.
Toastmaster of the meeting, fellow members, guests, on this auspicious occasion of our 155th meeting, I wish you a warm good afternoon. Now, as an audience, the only feeling I got was disbelief. when I heard Mr. Mohammed talking. What an inspiring speech. And if you ask me what is the most important thing I liked about the speech is one sentence. If you are looking for a person from a quality institution, it's not me. But if you are looking for a person with quality, that's me. That is a self-confidence. And he was just doing his project one, which is the icebreaker project. An excellent speech. You have delivered it wonderfully. Knowing your background, you have been lecturing your students every day, so we are not surprised that you have so much confidence on the speech, and you have very good control and command over the language. You are very audible, and every sentence, every word is really clear. So overall, you have delivered a very beautiful speech, a very inspiring speech. I was just thinking about the CC manual as a whole. What I found is every portion of your speech can be developed into a separate speech. If you read the manual carefully, project 9 and 10, there is something called inspire your audience. That's the aim of the speech. So you can easily build a story, make it a big project, and from the last couple of sentences you can easily develop that as a project itself. So every minute of your project you can develop into a CC project. So it was a real great experience listening to your speech. But I had a word with him before the speech. What I understood is you did not read the manual carefully. But one prime thing is to read the manual carefully before you prepare your speech, because that gives you certain objectives and you need to present or develop your speech based on that objective. Icebreaker is about talking yourself. Talking yourself is you just limited yourself to your education and career. But as a family, we, the audience, get to know more about yourself, your parents, your family, your personal life. So you just limited yourself, and that happened just because you did not went carefully through the manual. And opening, don't start with a negative sentence. You said I'm a bit nervous, so try to avoid starting with a negative thing. Overall, it was a great speech, very inspiring one. All the best for your future projects.
Thank you, Toastmaster John Thomas, for such a wonderful evaluation. This will encourage our Toastmaster Mohammed for future speeches. So our next evaluator is Toastmaster Rajesh Palikare. He shall be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Malik. We welcome Toastmaster Rajesh Palikare.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow members, especially Pioneer Director Toastmaster Palikare. Good evening. Should I say auspicious good evening? Because of auspicious month. I really love to hear all the speeches from our director. He's got a beautiful face and a beautiful smile which attracts the audience. And today, especially, you told an unbelievable story which has inspired everybody. And people like to listen personal stories. So you chose a personal story. That is why you are able to grasp the audience. So everybody wanted to know about your development, how you initial failure, how you succeeded and all. And you told us there is nothing called failure. Every failure is a success, stepping stone for the success. That is what your speech and your life journey told us. But it is the sixth speech. So in the sixth speech, I need to give some negative also, because where you can improve. Because everything, if I tell positive, in the next speech, you may think everything is perfect. So when you're coming for the sixth speech, you have to, whatever you learned in the last 5 speeches, you have to adapt. Like how to say it, and body language. All these things you accept. All the 5 speeches, where whatever the 5 projects,
which are reflected in your speech. But the sixth project is vocal variety. Vocal variety means you have to raise your pitch in some areas where the emotion is there, and it's like a musical symphony. Because if the speech is monotonous, people will get bored, even if it is an interesting speech. In some areas, your speech was little monotonous, so people will will not take much interest. So that is why this project is there for the vocal variety. So one thing is, where vocal variety, you need to choose the correct script, because there should be some emotions and all, where you can, when the emotion is there, you can go down your voice. When you are happy, you can increase your voice. So this up and down, it will attract the audience. That part I found little less in your speech. Otherwise, overall, you covered everything. Like other technicality, like this thing, facing the audience, eye contact, body language. Except for the vocal variety, which was the main objective of this speech. All other areas we excelled. So that is why I will give a big round of applause for other areas. These areas, as I said earlier, you should have chosen some story where you can use some emotions. There you can increase your pitch and your pause were good, volume was good. Only thing is pitch should be good. That will attract the audience. Otherwise, it was an excellent speech. I love to hear you more speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh Pallikere, for such a wonderful evaluation. Now I would like to request Timer to give the report for the evaluation. I would like to all of you to vote for the best evaluator and best prepared speech of the day. So before going ahead to our interesting sessions further, I would like to give some light more on self-confidence. These are the two qualities we need to have. Obsession is very important if you need to achieve something, and of course confidence. These are the two pillars. Confidence, we need to be prepared. Practice like this in our practice. So with confidence you gain strength, courage, confidence. And by your experience you really stop to look there in the face. You must do the thing which you think you cannot do. And confidence always thrives on honesty, on honor, on the sacredness of obligations, on faithful production and unselfish performance. Without that, you cannot live. Action is a great restorer and builder of confidence. You need to act, otherwise inaction will cause fail. Even if you don't, if you are able to succeed, you will fail before acting. Any action is better than no action at all. If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you have started. Whatever we expect with confidence becomes our own self-fulfilling prophecy. With confidence comes leadership. And leadership is a matter of having people look at you again and gain confidence and see how you react. If you are in control, they are in control. You need to speak to yourself.